All right.
Okay, the proverbial hits the fan tomorrow, so I'm going to talk about numbers today because tomorrow's going to be all political drama. So let's do some hard numbers today. What do you say? Are you up for it?
All right.
Okay, here's something that matters
Number
to
guy.
people. Yeah, numbers guy. Livelihood. All right, we're going to get the numbers on where wages are going in Hong Kong. Are people getting ahead or not? Right? At the end of the day, this is what people really, really, really care about, right? Okay, so this is a big one. We're going to get the numbers in the meeting of the panel on manpower. Okay, we're still very sexist in Hong Kong. It's still like manpower. I don't know why they don't measure woman power, but that's something for somebody else to take up.
Are you allowed to use manpower?
It's called manpower.
No,
That's
I
the
know.
official name,
Are we allowed to use manpower?
Well, you and I can, because we're all manpower.
In the States?
Huh? Oh, I don't know.
Canada?
They probably call it WOMY.
People power?
Yeah, people power. Yeah,
but people's power is a different thing, right?
Yeah. Totally different. So what do we got? Okay, median incomes are up from last year, from the same May to June period. What am I looking at here? Oh, 5.3%, or 5.3% for the same period last year. We are looking at the median hourly wage of employees. People get hourly wage typically at the lower end of the spectrum. I'm not talking lawyers who get paid by the minute, but I mean people who get paid by the hour. Their wages are on the median hourly wage is up to $60, 4.3% higher than last year. At the very lowest end, Matthew Zhong claims it's up 12.3%. That's a huge rise because all of this has to be measured against inflation.
Oh, yeah.
Wage gains mean nothing if they're not measured against inflation.
But unemployment rate is down.
And the unemployment rate is down.
That's good news for Matthew. However, not very good news for the bosses.
No.
Especially for the SMEs, because now they have to look at their accounts very carefully.
Yeah.
Because I think the one thing that minimum wage may affect, which people may not realize, is that, of course, people have more wages.
Sure.
As shown by the statistics.
Yeah.
Of course, unemployment rate is down.
Yes.
Because we are in an upturn.
A huge upturn in terms of the economy.
But everything's being equal. I mean, people are not willing to pay more. So what suffers is usually the quality of service. Or the quality of the product, because they have to cut corners in order to pay for the wages.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. That's true. I'm going to be dealing with that pretty soon, actually. But that's okay, because I'm getting better at cutting costs as an entrepreneur.
And arguably, most bosses will go for the quick cash rather than investing into the longer term thing, because now they have to put up with the higher wages.
I think it depends on the overall situation of the bosses. Like a guy like me, I'm not going for the quick cash, but sometimes you got to make decisions.
A lot of
to
the
get
SMEs
through the next few months, SMEs in particular,
and it's also, I would say, one of the many reasons why some of the SMEs would rather go for parallel imports. Because they can get a lot of quick cash.
As best they can. They can. But I think part of that, though, is one of the things that we've noticed is that inflation has actually dropped off in the first part of this year. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the inflation index is made up a lot of the goods that are being, their prices being depressed by the parallel trading, the stoppage of the parallel trading. So you'll see those numbers come down, those headline numbers.
But overall speaking, I think right now we didn't really feel the impact of the minimum wage right now. So a lot of people would see the figures as good news.
There's the minimum wage, but I think definitely Matthew Zhong's claiming the minimum wage people are getting the biggest bump. But I think the other thing that's bringing up the median that is not across the economy, construction.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, construction is going to lift the median, and other people will be going, why am I not getting such a big raise? Because the guys in construction are getting it. They're the ones lifting up the numbers. Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah. So people in retail are going to take a hit as the parallel trading drops due to government efforts. But construction, I mean, the government is just spending money on construction like drunken sailors. And so, hopefully no drunken construction workers. But they have definitely been getting a big boost in wages over the last couple of years. And, I guess that works for them.
But if this is the case, then would the wealth gap be widened in that case?
Would it be widened if the construction workers are getting a boost? And there's lots of them in Hong Kong. It might even close the wealth gap a little bit. But it's hard to say because then you got to look at what's happening at the top level. Yeah. And I don't have the numbers on that yet.
But still, I think the stock market has been doing really well for the past 2 weeks or so.
Oh yes.
So the wide gap, on the other hand, might be widened.
No, people come into my office like, yay, I just had a big boost. I'm like, and they're like, everything's great. And I'm like, geez, I don't even play the stock market. I guess I missed out on all that. But, yeah, so there's that side of it as well. But I'll just leave with this. The construction guys are on the up and up, but they get so much more than everybody else. We recently reported on the kind of a winding down of something called Operation Building Bright, which you put on our radar. Thanks, Vincent. But the whole explicit goal of it, and it seemed like the only thing that it did was pour money into construction jobs. They said, we want to do it. They created 30,000 construction jobs between 2009 after the 2008 financial crisis. Yep. Basically, those guys get a better deal than anybody else.
All right. Keyword for today, pouring. Yes,
pouring money into construction jobs whenever they need it.
And also
the rest of you?
And also the weather. It will be pouring rain.
Pouring rain this week. Looking ahead.
Not now, but this week, pouring rain.
Yeah.
And the construction worker will have to pause in that case.
I guess.
Actually, the bad weather will boost up the construction cost because the construction period is prolonged. So
yeah.
Pouring.
But we know what we say in Cantonese. You know, when it rains, it means it's like raining money. So I'm sure the stock market will be fine.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Andrew.
Cheers.
Cheers.